I guess what I'd like to start off with is how excited I am to be here today, especially to share this vision in my own backyard in Santa Monica. So I just really appreciate the overwhelming response and the turnout, and it just makes us all feel great to be part of Blockchain Beach here. So in my past, and my previous venture prior to BlockV was Tether. I was the co-founder and CEO of the first dollar-backed cryptocurrency. And that gave me a really deep insight into the financial applications of blockchain technology and immersed me into the ecosystem. And what I quickly realized is that while it's extraordinary and has changed the world, it is going to be challenging for us to get this type of technology from the millions of people today that are trading cryptocurrencies and utilizing them, to billions. How do you take this technology from the level it is today to the mass market? And that concept really would be, from our perspective, more of non-financial applications of blockchain technology. How do you make something that meaningfully interacts with the end user that's more engaging, that broadens the use cases far beyond cryptocurrencies? And so what I'd like to talk about is interface, an interface moment. And that's really what we're facing right now, because today we can feel the power, the passion, the desire for blockchain technology to be felt around the world, and that's why we're all here. But there hasn't been a user interface yet. There's not been an easy way for developers to build on top of blockchains unless they're specialized in Solidity or other languages and they have a deep, deep knowledge. And so in the past when that took place, it's called an interface moment. The internet was around for 20, 30 years before Mark Andreessen created the web browser. It was used by researchers and governments. When the web browser came along, it gave developers and individuals around the world a platform to build, monetize, distribute businesses on top of the internet. It changed the world. The last great interface moment is mobile. So if you think about in 2008, Apple created the App Store. And what this ultimately did was create an environment for developers to easily build, monetize, and distribute apps around the world. And an entirely new app economy was born. And this has also changed the world, because now people realized, oh, we have an easy way to access a new technology. And that's why it's called the interface moment. And that is what BlockV is to blockchains. It's the interface to blockchains. It's an interface for developers around the world to build, monetize, and distribute blockchain apps. But for us, what is a blockchain app? Well, we're here because we're all interested and excited about tokens. We know what they are. They're these amazing new ways to create programmable value, digital scarcity. So at its heart, BlockV provides tokenization as a service. It enables rapid development and monetization of blockchain super tokens, because it's not just a token. It's a new asset class that we've coined called VATOMs, smart virtual goods written to blockchains that meaningfully interact with the end user. And this is what's going to bring about mass consumer adoption, because it's not just financial transactions that we're talking about. It's not just currencies. It's more experiential objects. It's ways to reinvent branding and marketing and loyalty and tickets and many, many other use cases. And we're here to provide the tools for developers around the world to take this asset class and make it the next big thing. So what is this asset class? It's the VATOM. So I'd like to talk a little bit about what a VATOM is. We take the characteristics of a cryptocurrency and give it app-like qualities. And now this object can meaningfully interact with the end user. So on the right here, these are the characteristics that we know and love and that why we're here. This is a cryptocurrency token. It's finite, it's authentic, it's transferable, it's possessible, it's tradable. This is what makes Bitcoin great. On the other side, this is what BlockV adds to all of these tokens. Unlike a smart contract where you put a token in, they do some magic, and then different tokens come out, this program, this language, is attached to the token. So we enable developers to program tokens, write policy and rules, make them combinable. Take two tokens, combine them, grab 4 puzzle pieces, make a brand new token that actually gives you access into a concert. Redeemable. Obviously, these are objects. These are digital objects of value that can be redeemed for a real-world good. Network aware. They'll change state. Imagine if it is a ticket to a Lakers game and you're in there and the Lakers win. Well, the ticket evolves and changes state and you get your free tacos or your free cocktails. Because they listen. It's on an event bus and can listen to whatever thing that's happening on the internet that you program it to. And they're artificially intelligent. Because when you put all of these things together, They have a brain, they're long-running processes, and they take on a life of their own. So that is a VATM, this new super token. It's an asset class that's going to change the world's relationship with digital value. Cryptocurrencies have come along and changed the world's relationship already with digital currencies and with money. But when you think about digital value, all of these objects that you interact with on a daily basis that are trapped in your apps. Right now, you really appreciate them at the moment you're in the app, but that's where it ends. They're not interoperable amongst each other. And that's what the VATM is. It's a brand new asset class that makes all digital goods interoperable amongst each other, tradable, ownable, and they take on real-world characteristics. So we're going to provide the tools to the world to build these VATMs and make them and distribute them across the world. What I'd like to share now, actually, is get a little more deep into it and show an example of what is a VATM. And if you come to our booth a little later, we have videos and everything that we can do a deep dive into the experiential nature of these things. But right here is a Bitcoin wallet. These can be ERC20 tokens, they can be Bitcoin tokens, they can be EOS tokens. The developer has the right and the choice to create these objects and write them to any blockchain. And so these are interoperable smart digital objects. This is an example of a ticket. So you know blockchain for tickets, except for now it has multimedia characteristics. It changes state, it has exclusive content. It becomes a digital keepsake that you can buy, sell, or trade, and that the artist can update at a later time. This card here, this is all available today, and you can get a shareable gift card to earn our network token V, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But this showcases the power of the technology because it enables you to share with a friend and you get rewarded. They share with a friend and they get rewarded. And you can get rewarded for actions of people in your downline. And so it showcases the power when you can track unique digital objects and reward people for different things. And you can drop them on a map, pick them up AR, simply like Pokemon Go style. So imagine Pokemon Go with digital objects that are unique, that you take out of that, put in your inventory, and you can buy, sell, and trade for anything else on the marketplace, because we're making the whole world of digital objects interoperable. So where are we at today? What have we done? So the examples I just showed you, that's from 2 years of development and millions of dollars spent. The platform's live, it works, you can view it and interact with it. The network token, so the most important part of this is our network token V. So the asset class is called a VATM. The network token is called V. And that will be useful and utilized day one. The moments they're generated, you can use this V to produce VATMs and incentivize people for various actions with our network token. So all of the proceeds from our TGE will go to building out world-class developer tools, because we built the platform that scales to billions of objects cost-effectively. And so the money is now to put the polish on it and really showcase the power of the VATM to the world. So the technology stack that we have built, and this is why we're so excited about really showcasing this to the world, is because it's a layer on top of various blockchains. You can write these tokens to Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, and others. And when EOS comes along, when it's instant and free to make these transactions, it will open up the world to even more use cases on blockchain because of the cost to utilize Bitcoin and Ethereum is actually having a dampening effect on putting billions of objects on there. So we build a layer above it. The heart is the nucleus, the registry. We have SDKs, APIs, and marketplaces and exchanges. These will all be open sourced so the developers can go in and build them themselves. But this is one of my favorite slides. It's the trillion object opportunity, because what are we really talking about with VATMs, these new smart digital objects? People are like, oh, there's in-game objects or these types of objects. Well, actually, there's a trillion of them because there's millions of apps. There's over 1 billion websites, all with tons of digital objects inside. And what we're doing is providing the developers around the world the tools to put the DRM inside the object, because today it's in the app. It's not in the object. Once you have all of the DRM in the object, you remove the walled garden, you free the object, and you have the ability to have a global ecosystem of these digital objects that you can buy, sell, and trade, and you can take your in-game item and swap it out for a ticket or loyalty or some digital coupon or any other type of gamified virtual good that someone has created. So it's freeing the object from the walled garden. So our opportunity with VATMs is playing in a trillion object playground. Lastly, and most importantly, the power of the V. So I'm excited to be part of this small group of companies that can champion these tokenized business models. Since we have a very consumer-facing product, our product is to provide developers tools to make these VATMs and showcase them to the consumer. So there's going to be mass demand for it. And so when you have a tokenized business model, what that really means is if your network token has the ability to meaningfully interact through the entire ecosystem, then it increases its value. So our developers will use V to create and to run VATMs. Our consumers will be incentivized with V for various actions, sharing or redeeming, etc. And cyclers, one of the most exciting things that I want to talk about today is cyclers. They are our version of miners. They perform distributed compute functions. So they're the ones that actually make VATMs run. And what's exciting about that is today we've announced this partnership with Storage. So Storage is going to enable us to utilize their distributed storage capabilities and utilize them as a CDN. So they're our first cycler where we will store all our assets and call from another decentralized platform to make these VATMs come alive. And I'm out of time. We have an amazing team, amazing advisors, and our TGE starts next Thursday. If you care for any more information, please go to blockv.io and come visit us at the booth. Thank you very much.